everybody, this is Dr. Lakeisha J. Cole of thefaithoutcome.com, and also I'm learning to do better. Instagram, TikTok at Dr. Jean Co. I'm also on the former Twitter, now X, and at Dr. Lakeisha Cole. So check me out and see what I have going on. I am very inspired to motivate and, just put some positive energy out into the world. I don't believe in living in the past. Let's move forward. Let's have a wonderful life moving forward, seeking better for ourselves and just learning as we go along every single day. There's something new to experience, and the past, if not your best, can hold you back if you allow it. And focusing on it, centering on things that you cannot change, it can motivate you to be in a mindset that doesn't really help you in the future. So if it's past failures and things like that that don't motivate you to do better, but if they do, then hey, everybody thinks differently. I am on my way to an appointment, and I am just doing my best to be a little bit more, try to do something good. Today I have on a tank top. Yesterday I had on a long sleeve shirt. This same, shirt, just I have it in long sleeve. And I had that on yesterday because I was out in the morning. It was cold. Today, it's, afternoon, and it's quite warm. It's 77 right now where I am. But, yeah, I just really, I'm trying my best to do better with just focusing on one day at a time. I'm trying to keep my mind clear as possible of things that are negative and don't benefit me at all. Just trying to stay in a positive space, as I always try to motivate and inspire people that, a smile is a choice. You don't always feel like smiling, and sometimes you don't feel like laughing, but you may need it. And to be in a good space, you have to find things that you can laugh about and find things that you can smile about, especially during times when you just feel like crying and, allowing drama to kick in and upset you and make you act like a classless person, and you're not that. We are special people. We're unique in our differences, and we all still have a lot to offer, and I am doing my best to be upbeat right now. I have a lot of changes that I have shared, not really in detail, but I have mentioned that I have a few medical appointments this week, and I'm still determined to be in my best health, and I don't like to be weighed down. I don't like to be held back. I don't like to be held down. So a lot of times I do my best to try to stay in a positive mode, and that's why I advise and share the wisdom that I have in the direction and area that I do, because just like you, I cry too, and I get upset too, and drama tries to find its way to me too and get me off track. But I've done a lot better, over the years. I've done a lot better with that, because I really just kind of know that I'm really focused on something. specific, and when I'm trying to do something specific in my life, I'm not easily distracted, especially when I find that area that, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm working on, and it's very important to me, it's time sensitive. Like, those are the best times for me to be distractless. Because when I get into it, and I'm not paying attention to nothing negative, even if it seems like it's negative stuff going on and it's worried, okay, and it's things in front of me, like I don't really see it. I mean, it's there, but child, please, I don't see that. And then I so don't see it that sometimes people and things want to bring stuff back around to try to make you feel like the past is relevant. It's not. The past is gone. It's only alive if you keep it there. And I, really just, I don't keep it there. I try my best to, stay focused on the positive, and I do that pretty well. It does take a lot of focus and energy to stay in a positive mindset, but that was a car like my old car that I used to have. But anyway, see what I'm talking about? It's little things that distract me, stuff that's not even nothing, but for me, that's just a sign of where I've come from, and I try to look at that in every area of my life. I try to see where I've come from, what has changed for the better. Like, even if it's something bad that I feel like is in the past, I sure hate that I was involved with that, or doing that, or saying that, or acting like that. Like, really? I do. I talk to myself like that, and then I allow that to be a moment for me to be grateful that, well, I've changed that. That was so many years ago, or so many decades ago, and I'm just glad I'm not in that space anymore. And I've learned, the world teaches you if you look around, especially when it comes to things like finding yourself involved with trouble and things that just don't benefit you, that are not positive for you, that won't lead you into a good direction, along your path in life. And I've learned a lot from my mistakes or errors in my ways, and it's a lot of things that I continue to make sure I stress, with having this kind of platform. I want to always make sure that I make it known to people, because every day somebody new is watching my video, and I want to let people give themselves a chance to be at their best. And sometimes people feel guilty for things that they've done and things that they've said that they can't take back. And a negative mindset will make you feel like, okay, you're still there, but you're not. You're not in that space. You don't make those same decisions. You don't think that way anymore. And because you don't, and because you chose to learn from those decisions, then at some point you have to let yourself off the hook. And letting yourself off of the hook means, just finding a way to move past it, and see yourself as the person who you are today, which is not that person. You're not who you were 10 years ago, even though, like I said, everybody in the world, we come together and make the world what it is. And there are a lot of people who they live in the past, and they want you to live in the past, and they want you to hurt for mistakes that you've made that have really negatively impacted other people's lives. It negatively impacted your life, and you know, we have to learn in this world. You know, we have to learn from our mistakes. We have to learn that, you know what, just because you feel bad doesn't mean that you need to allow yourself to just get into bad situations. And you know, it really just brings you down. It pulls you down. It hurts you, and it's not good for you. And so I really, really consciously make an effort to promote that type of motivation as much as I can. Every book that I write, every opportunity that I have to speak and talk to people, every opportunity that I have to, you know, share a video with my channels or have some type of interaction with people, I really try to do that, because like I said, the guilt of the past can really lead people to hinder their future, because you don't, you know, you're still, there's a part of your mind that is still stuck back there with what you said, what you did, who you were interacting with, why were you doing that, and you knew better, and if you didn't know better, then you should have known better, and you just go through a lot of different things. And that, bringing me to my point, it can make you really physically and biologically sick. You know, you just, that heavy mindset, it can make you sick. And because it's always in your mind, it can affect your daily decisions and the actions that you take that hinder you, you know, from being your best and getting your best and having your best. So I really just want to say, we're all in this together, and you're going to come across people, you know, they're going to look at you, they're going to roll their eyes as hard as they can, and they're going to smack their teeth, suck their teeth as hard as they can. They're going to, you know, do their best to make sure that you know that, you know, they're aware of a past that you've moved on from. And they do that because, truthfully, what is this? Okay, good Lord. I saw it, but they just want you to be aware that, you know, even them, they're living in their past somewhere, and it's eating them up. That's why they're putting that energy out for others. And for everybody, you know, we all have to let it go. You know, we have to let go. We really do. We really do have to let go to move forward. Like, our lives are designed to push forward, and when you don't let yourself off the hook for things that you just can't change anymore, you know, it can leave you stuck. And it really, it's a message that, you know, one person at a time has to listen to, because there are people right now that they're stuck because, you know, maybe you feel like you didn't do anything in this area. Somebody did something to you, and you want to hate them for it, and it just robs you and it destroys you, you know. And then other people in your circle or in your life, they'll try to keep you all in that, you know, all in that space. Well, remember what such and such did, and oh, they did this. Okay, they did. And in the same sense, there's something in your life, I always say this too, there's something in your life, somewhere in your life, where you did something to somebody, whether you think you're perfect or not, you did. And you know, you have to, you just do. Like, it takes time, And there are some people who they can live a long life and they still won't ever get that message, you know. So there will be, you know, things and people in the world that remind you, okay, come on, where am I supposed to go? Oh. Okay, this is Dr. Lakeisha J. Cole, and I'm at my scheduled MRI appointment today, and I feel pretty positive and upbeat, and I'm prepared for whatever the news will be. I'm looking forward to a positive outcome, more so being informed. I'm very well aware of what's going on, so my ultimate desire is that I'm able to have a non-invasive, non-surgical procedure performed to be able to take care of everything that I have going on. So, yeah. Okay, I'm in here. I'm getting ready to get my MRI done, and you know, we'll see. Have to go from there, you know. They have a nice locker here to put things in, but yeah, so I'm okay though. Okay, I'm getting ready to go back, so that's it for now. Oh, thank you so much, Kristen.
There you go. No problem.
Okay, and I just had to get a picture with y'all's trees. They're so cute.
Oh, yeah, you can.
That one before I leave. Yeah, thank you so much. This is a part of my day that I definitely want to take time to explain. Everybody is different, and everybody handles things differently. And one of my problems that might seem like it's a problem for others is I feel like it's perfectly okay for people to be different and handle things how they do. And if you're open enough to say what it is, then that needs to be respected, and then just go on. Like when I'm not big on, I don't do as much talking as I used to. I know it might seem like it. Yes, I do my videos and things because I do have, you know, my books and different things like that. And social media has to be, you know, some percentage of that. But normally I'm very private. I'm very quiet. I'm very, you know, to myself. And I'm okay with that. And it doesn't, I say it all the time, it doesn't mean that things are wrong. And when I feel like I'm being punished because of how I handle things or how I choose to do things that works better for me, I just feel like the spaces that I'm in and sometimes the interactions that I have, I feel like for me, I'm punished for just being me. Sometimes if I'm quiet, people think I'm upset with somebody, and I really get tired of explaining that, and then it does start to kind of make me feel upset a little bit, because I get tired of trying to nicely and calmly explain that if I'm to myself or if I'm by myself, I might be processing some things that I'm experiencing privately, and it's not you know, it's not anything bad or it's not anything wrong. And yes, when I feel better or feel like, you know, it's something that I can share or do, then I will definitely do that. And if I don't do it, I just don't want to be penalized. I just don't like feeling like, I know that I'm straightforward, and I know that my personality is what it is, but a lot of times I continue to say this over and over again, and it frustrates me the more I have to say it. Sometimes I am to myself because that's just what I'm doing. Nobody has done anything to me. I'm not upset with anybody. And if I'm upset with a person, I will let that be known somehow, but when I'm just trying to be to myself because I know what I have going on, like, I'm a thinker, and anybody who is like this, you may understand too. I am a thinker, and when I think and concentrate and focus, I'm to myself, and that's just what I am. And for me, sometimes I just feel like when I'm honest and really genuine from my heart in the right way, sometimes I'm around people who they take that offensively, and then they start talking about me to other people because it's like, oh, well, she don't want to talk to me, or she don't want to talk to us, or she don't, and then that upsets me, and then I do stay away, because now I have people looking their nose down at me because they think I'm doing something wrong or mean or being inconsiderate, and I'm not doing that. And I just feel like, when am I going to get to a place where people just can respect that, I'm to myself sometimes and there's nothing wrong. And when I am to myself, let me be to myself. Like, don't talk about me because maybe I'm different from you and you don't do that. Or don't go around telling other people that I'm doing something mean to you, because I'm like that. And, and I really do. I feel like that's why I don't really have relationships now, because I don't, like, when I feel like I'm okay most of the time. And if I'm not okay, I have my own way of dealing with things. And I just sometimes feel like I'm just in a world by myself. And when you're involved with other people who have more in common together than you, sometimes it looks like you're always the one. And that doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good. So, like I said, I share what I want to share. And I feel like that's okay. Like, I have learned as an adult, I can see it when I was younger, maybe I didn't understand this, but as an adult, I have learned that people have a right to their privacy. And sometimes what people call privacy, you might call something else. You might feel like, well, when I keep things to myself, I might seem more isolated. That's the word that I hear a lot, isolated. But really, it's just, I'm not 13 years old anymore. I'm not 23 years old. I'm not 33 anymore. So however I acted back then, or whatever I was doing, like, I have grown, I have evolved, and like I said, I try to keep things positive. And if anybody is going to, my family, my friends, associates, or anything, if anybody is going to, like, over personalize things about how I do stuff and bring drama to it, like, oh, well, here she go with it, like, I'm not gonna be around you. I'm not gonna be around you. I'm not gonna be upset, but I'm not gonna be around you, because I just, right now, like I continue to say, where I am right this moment, the things that I have going on privately, I am not really focused on what other people got going on. I'm really trying to take care of things on my own in a way that is less stressful for me. And that's just it. That is just it. I mean, it's nothing else to it. And, you know, that's just what it is for me. And I just feel like that part of my life, me being like that, like, I just feel like people around me, they don't understand, first of all. You know, they don't understand, and it's like, oh, well, that needs to change. Well, that's who I am. You know, that's who I am, and it's not harmful. Maybe the way that you're interpreting it is harmful for you. And that's something that you need to change. Like, accepting people for who they are, even if it's not okay with you. Like, don't make it seem like it's something wrong with everybody who does something different than you. You know, I mean, and right now, this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to health and well-being, you cannot be stressed. Like, it does not help your health. It just makes an already situation that needs attention more stressful. And again, sometimes that is why I share what I share, and I keep private what I keep private, because I don't like to add any extra stress. If I'm stressed and I'm stressing myself about something, then that's just what I need to do. But if I'm okay, then I don't want nobody coming into my space making me feel like it's not okay. And that's just it. You know, like I said, it's not a problem. I'm an adult now, and I'm doing my best to try to look at things, but I just feel like everything that I say or do is just highly judged by tight spaces. You know, it's always got to be some kind of negative reason why I'm doing something, or why I'm not doing this, and I need to do that. Like, stop, because that is just unnecessary stress. And like I said, I was fine today. I mean, I was fine today, and I'm still fine. But like I said, just me feeling like I don't like, if I'm doing something wrong and intentionally to be hurtful, that's different. And that part of me is long gone. Like, anything that I'm doing, like I said, explaining that I'm intentionally not trying to hurt anybody. So if I say that, I'm real straightforward. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. If you feel like I'm doing something to hurt you, that is your interpretation of what's going on. And I mean, I'm not in a place in my life now where I'm going to front for nothing. I'm not going to tell nobody I'm okay if I'm not. Like, you know, and I'm not going to intentionally do stuff to draw negative energy toward me. So I'm not really going to be radiating negative energy toward people. So that's why I keep saying it becomes stressful for me when people always try to analyze what I'm doing, or I didn't do this, so I must have a problem. Like, that part, that's stressful to me. And right now, where I'm at and what I'm going through, I don't have time for that. Like, I just don't. I don't have time for that. To me, that's what I interpret and define as negative energy coming at me, and I really just don't need it right now. And there, as nice as I try to be, there's only so much that I can do in a nice way that is like, okay, I don't need to say 2 and 3 and 5 times that I'm good, I'm okay, and whatever. Then it starts getting annoying and aggravating for me. But like I said, I share what I want to share, and I feel like for me, the kind of person I am, I'm sharing a lot. I mean, I'm out here on YouTube, and I mean, some things that I want to keep private because I'm an author and stuff. Like, really, all you gotta do is follow me on TikTok and Instagram and different things. You'll know and see what I'm doing. And that, for me, sometimes I don't always want to do that. I feel like it is necessary and good for my book promotion and things like that, but I don't, I ain't with the drama. And I just feel like my do's and don'ts always are they're just lately, like the last several years, they just always to me seem like they're interpreted as negative, because maybe that's how somebody else think. Maybe that's what you would do if you were upset with somebody, but like I said, I know what I have going on, and I'm not going to tell everybody every little detail of my life. I'm going to tell you what I want you to know that I feel like I can handle. And I'm the one who has to deal with things, so I have to handle it how I can. I don't want to feel stressed or forced and stuff like that. Like, them forcing years for me are over. I don't want to feel forced to do things that I've clearly made clear that I don't want to do that. And don't punish me because I don't want to do that. Okay? Period. Cole giving a review of creative cooking. I went today. My husband and I, this is our first time. We have cranberry sauce. And I chose to get 2 vegetable plates. And they have the very nice, look at it. Looks good. Nice down home cooking, great personalities. This is my second veggie plate. Oh, that looks like a nice big pancake, don't it, babe? There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, and this is my husband's plate. Okay. So this is me now, and I have filled peas and snaps. Excellent. Collard greens. Excellent. Dressing. Excellent. Broccoli cheese casserole. Excellent. Okay, so on this one I have lima beans. Excellent. Green beans. And I already have greens and broccoli cheese casserole.
Eat that food right now. You get doing now.
What you gotta do with it again? You gotta put them guns to work. You gotta put them guns to work.
You